Hi guys! This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose. I am your host, Nacho Mama. Some people know me as Crystal, some people know me as Criddle. And either way, Nacho Mama is an energy and not a person. Today I'm going to do a Taurus collective reading with these cards that my brother got for me. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. They are the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. And I will be pulling some from the Everyday Witches deck. Maybe an Osho Zen card. Maybe the Mythic Tarot. We'll see. I'll be using the spread that's in the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Something that I'm kind of new to. Before we get started here, I'm going to ring some bells, clear the air. Let some angels get their wings. That's what's up. Lights of Palo Santo. Once again, this is for the sign of Taurus. The collective sign of Taurus. What messages do we need, Spirit? What does Taurus need to hear today? The first card I lay down is going to be what you need to let go of, what you need to end, whether it be an idea, person, place, thing, situation. Queen of Candles. I don't really read reversals, so I believe that there is a message in both the negative and the positive. So I try to use both aspects to however Spirit guides me. So the Queen of Candles is the Queen of Wands. With the Two of Swords. So it says, no commonplace throne will do for this queen. She sits perched on a dragon, tame for now. The flowers she holds show her nurturing side, but don't make the mistake of thinking she is soft. The Queen of Wands is kind and tough, but she doesn't encourage sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. Rather, she believes in taking your passions, whatever it is, and turning it into glorious, productive, forward movement. The Queen can represent a strong female figure in your life, someone who supports you as you grow and change, or she may be you, a symbol of the best you possible? If so, make sure that you are moving in a direction that empowers and enriches your life. Is there a strong female figure who is influencing your life right now? If so, you may want to listen carefully to what she is encouraging you to do. Don't follow blindly, of course, but don't ignore her either. If this card falls in a reading in such a way that it is clear that the Queen represents you, it is an indication that you are strong enough to do whatever is necessary. What are you waiting for? And when it came out in reverse. So needing to let go of not thinking that you are strong enough to do what you need to do. But the Two of Swords above it is what you aren't seeing clearly. You aren't seeing clearly that you're capable. Or maybe you're seeing someone else is more capable than you. What does your gut say? Where is your gut telling you to go? It's hard to be decisive when faced with difficult choices. But you already know the answer. We always usually do. Seems like the times that I've been the most upset, like if I thought someone was cheating on me and they convinced me that they weren't. And even though my gut knew that they were, and I laid beside them every night, kissing them, telling them how much I believed them, and that it was no big deal, even though on the inside I knew, when I found out, I was way more upset, mostly with myself than the times that I was like, no, you're cheating. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I don't believe you, and I didn't try to pretend to lay next to somebody I didn't believe. Then when I found out that they were cheating, I was definitely nowhere near as upset as I was when I went against myself. What do you gain by letting go of this not feeling that you're capable of being the best you, or idealizing somebody else more than yourself? Five of Swords. You gain the ability to be able to work with others more confidently. Without having the obsession of being on top. By remembering that life is not a competition. You're not in competition with anybody but yourself. It's not your job to teach people how to be good people. It's only your job to be a good people. No matter how much we fight, no matter how much we try, beg, barter, steal to try to get someone to change, or to do best by you, or to do even best by them, it's not your job to teach other people to be a good people. It's only your job to be a good people. And by letting go of this not feeling like you're the best person that you could be, or that somebody else is always going to be better, or that maybe you feel like you're not doing your job because the people around you aren't doing better. You can only lead by example. Sometimes there's situations you can't fix. It's not your job to fix situations. It's only your job to be the best you that you can be. Five of Pentacles. In this situation, you gain to uprise out of your own self-pity. You learn how to sew yourself back together. You can see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. That you're not as alone as you might think. Even if it's just being protected by universe. I mean, if you think of the word universe, like uni is one, right? What is a verse? Song, a talk, a speech, paragraph. Self-talk is probably the most important thing that you have. Like, we live in a residual universe, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's residual, so we live in the past moments of our past thoughts in the present moment, creating our future. That's why the now is so important. This is what you stand from letting go. You have to let go of false idolations. Either false idolations that you're not good enough or somebody that is better than you. That's how you can really help others. That's how you gain the ability to be able to give the help that you want to do, is by internalizing it, sewing your own self up. By being the best you that you can be. By learning it's not your job to teach other people to be good people. It's only your job to be good people. And by doing that, you inspire people to be good people. There's nothing more intimidating than going off on a new adventure. Being in the unknown, in the womb of the mother, in the dark, with nothing but your face. But when you realize that you have no control over anybody else, only yourself, and you choose yourself more consistently, more happily, more with confidence, that's the key to unlocking teaching others. So when somebody comes to your path, a younger person maybe, that comes to you for help, you'll be able to actually help them in a different kind of way than you normally would have. Seems like you've been working towards a goal of being able to help and not knowing how. The only thing that's been limiting you is your own self-doubt, your own ability to not be the best self that you can be. And by letting go of that ideology, then you learn to dust your own self off, sew your own self up, and work more progressively with other people as a team. To actually be able to help. Don't give up. There's always something better, like some way that we can change. Like what do we wish our mom would have done? What do we wish that we would have had as a child? Where can we put the steps forward to change what we can change inside of ourselves? If you really want to help others. Seems like you're really close to a breaking point to achieving that mentality. Even if it's for a glimpse, if you start noticing small synchronicities happening because of your changing behavior patterns of your mind, man, hold on to those, remember those. The universe is always talking. You'll learn how to take towers in stride. Because if your foundation is built on solid ground, then the tower's not going to affect you. That's what you stand to gain. That's what you stand to gain by becoming your own hero and truly stepping into your own power. To thy own self be true is really service to God. I think we sit in the womb of our next mother contemplating all the lives we wish, all the things we wish we could do, all the things we wish we hadn't done, all the things we wish we could do again. And then we're born into our next life. And then Archangel Azrael has to transmute the souls of every single person that has died and those that are attached to the person that are living. All the regrets in our heart to transmute in pure positive energy. To thy own self be true is really truly service to God. I think that's how we get it right. That's how we get through the game. The only mistakes we make in life are the ones we don't learn from. If we honestly don't know something is a mistake, then how is it a mistake? It's not. It's a mistake. I believe the only things we get karma for, per se karma, are the things we go against our own heart. In our heart we know something's wrong, we do it anyways. Turns into regret, right? The things that we know we should do and we don't. Like, man, I really want to do this thing, but I can't because I'm taking care of my mom and I'm doing this, or I've got this responsibility weighing on my shoulder, man. Don't die with regret on your heart. To thy own self be true. Doesn't mean to be selfish. And it's a hard balance, man. When I first learned how to say no, I sounded like a toddler. No, no, no. Hey, Crystal, do you want it? No, no. But if you learn to build on a solid foundation, a solid emotional foundation, like emotional intelligence is a blessing. If your chain can't be chained, if your yank can't be yankable, then they can't get to you. They have no power over you. And that's what you gain by turning those lessons into blessings. By walking away of all that doesn't serve you, you learn how to distinguish. How to distinguish what's good for you, what's not good for you. By using your emotional intelligence. By analyzing why you feel the way you feel, because you feel something for a reason. And if you feel something, no matter if anybody agrees with it or not, the fact that you genuinely feel it automatically makes it valid. No matter who agrees with you. And vice versa. That's what learning how to be your own hero teaches you. And if you really want to help others, got to go through it to get through it. There is no out, man. There's only through. What does the Taurus collective gain by moving through these experiences and taking up the lessons and applying them to their life? What does the Taurus collective gain by being their own hero? The Nine of Wands. Just like we were just talking about. Learning to choose your battles. What's worth fighting for and what isn't worth fighting for. Is there something that you're going to care about you doing on your deathbed? Then do it. Those are battles worth fighting for. How much energy do we use creating battles in our minds that don't even exist? We are conscious, creative beings, continuously creating unconsciously. The Queen of Presents. You gain a lot of inner strength. Split the deck to the Nine of Presents. That's a lot of solid foundation. To me, wealth isn't something that has anything to do with coins. Wealth to me is an internal knowing that nobody will ever steal from you. Wealth to me is there's not anything that anybody could say to me or about me that isn't true, I won't own. It's also about building a legacy. A legacy that can be passed down. Something material, that's of material wealth, that is tangible, something that you can hold on to. The knowing. Even if it's for 18 seconds at a time, that knowing. That the devil can't get you. That's having, not letting material possessions be holding you. Like, do you own your stuff or does your stuff own you? There's reasons why the Buddhist monks have nothing. The devil's usually choices. The devil's a choice, and a choice of beauty over authenticity, the choice of money over passion. And through these experiences, you'll learn to decipher. You'll learn to decipher when the devil comes to take your hand. Pull the Osho Zen card, Rebirth. I love the Osho Zen. I definitely will read out of the book for the Osho Zen. Even if I can't pronounce all the names all the time. These cards are beautiful. This card depicts the evolution of consciousness as is described by Friedrich Nietzsche in his book. He speaks of 3 levels of camel, lion, and child. The camel is sleepy, dull, self-satisfied. He lives in delusion, thinking he's a mountain peak, but really he is so concerned with others' opinion that he hardly has any energy of his own. Emerging from the camel is a lion. As we're going into Lion's Gate, we realize we've been missing life. We start saying no, to the demands of others. We move out of the crowd, alone and proud, roaring our truth. But this is not the end. Finally, the child emerges, neither acquiescent or rebellious, but innocent and spontaneous and true to his own being. Whatever the space you're in right now, sleepy and depressed or roaring and rebellious, be aware that it will evolve into something new if you allow it. It's a time of growth and change. In Zen, you are coming from nowhere and you are going to nowhere. You are just now, here, neither coming nor going. Everything passes by you. Your consciousness reflects it, does not get identified. When a lion roars in front of a mirror, do you think the mirror roars? Or when the lion is gone and the child comes dancing, the mirror completely forgets about the lion and starts dancing with the child. Do you think the mirror dances with the child? The mirror does nothing. It simply reflects. Your consciousness is only a mirror. Neither do you come nor you go. Things come and go. You become young. You become old. You are alive. You are dead. All these states are simply reflections in an eternal pool of consciousness. Exhaustion. Hold on. I love these cards. There you go. A man who lives through conscience becomes hard. A man who lives through consciousness remains soft. Why? Because a man who has some idea about how to live naturally becomes hard. He has continuously to carry his character around himself. That character is like an armor, his protection, his security. His whole life is invested in that character. And he always reacts to situations through the character, not directly. If you ask him a question, his answer is ready-made. That is the sign of a hard person. He is dull, mechanical. He may be a good computer, but he is not a man. You do something and he reacts in a well-established way. His reaction is predictable. He is a robot. The real man acts spontaneously. If you ask him a question, your question gets a response, not a reaction. He opens his heart to your question, exposes himself to your question, and then responds to it. That just all goes back into the inner knowing. being birthed as a conscious creative being, taking hold of your own personal consciousness, being responsible for your own choice of emotional responses. Those are all our responsibilities. Nobody can make you feel anything. You agree to feel that way or not. The choice is always yours. Don't ever let anybody take that power from you. Let's see what we got. I'm going to pull one from the Rebel deck just because I love it. I think it's awesome. What other messages can we tell the collective Taurus? The Taurus gangs, either Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross-watching, just the title caught your attention. No such thing as coincidence, so... Stop obsessing. You are not the fucking center of the universe. Well, I beg to differ. I think that's exactly the opposite. You are the center of the universe. This one wanted to jump out. You needed a hug. Squeeze. Alright, Taurus Collective, sending you guys much love always and always. Remember to stay on mission, man. If you're a twin flame, mission is unconditional love on the ley lines of the planet. Gaia needs us, man. Just by you being present and alive and happy. Changes the frequency of everything else around you. Just by you doing that, only for yourself even, helps the whole entire planet. Don't ever think that it is not important. Your happiness is the most important. Much love, guys. To thy own.